The views and opinions of this broadcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Armed Media, New Productions, and its affiliates. Enjoy the show.
Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. No pills gonna cure my ill. I got a bad case of loving you.
You're live. Maryel.
Hello, you guys.
Maryel,
time,
you're
Jim?
live.
Huh?
Go ahead.
I can't hear him. Speak up, please.
You're live.
Oh, hi. It's Dr. Maryel McKinley with Conversations from the Couch. Tonight, we have two special people. The first person is Dr. Maryel McKinley, myself. I apologize. The 800 number is forwarded, and people were calling just now. Okay. Oh, this is Dr. Maryel McKinley live on the air. Hello? Caller is going to not call back. That was actually a personal call, so I apologize for that. I knew that would get the person to quit calling during our show. Tonight we have a special guest star co-host. That would be Ms. Tracy Chapman, an actress from the UK. Tracy, say hello to our audience.
Hello, how is everyone?
Everybody's great here. And Mr. John Callas. John Callas is a screenplay writer, a director, a producer, an author. He's also a musician, but he's an amazing, brilliant writer and director. His film, No Solicitors, I saw the screening about 3 years ago. Was it 3 years ago, John?
I believe it was, yes.
Yeah, it was amazing. And he wrote Secrets. He wrote When Lightning Strikes Twice. And a new Christmas film called Christmas Voices that looks like it's going to be funded and should be coming out this Christmas. So congratulations, John, with my friends from Delmar Productions. So, John, tell us what it was like to work on No Solicitors. I understand Eric Roberts starred in that. Beverly, Randolph, Kim Fourier. Is that how you say the actress's name?
That's correct. Fourier.
And Jason Maxim?
Maxim,
yes. Yeah. Oh gosh, that was such a great film because it's a horror movie, but it's also like a comedy takeoff. And there's a lot of, well, first of all the actors in it have like major roles in other horror movies. So can you tell the audience about the movie and what it was like to work with them, and how did you get the idea? Well, I don't want to break the plot. You can do that. John?
Well, let's start with how I got the idea, and then we can work into the cast, if that's okay with you.
Sounds great to me.
Okay, so the idea was germinated by the fact that I have a sign over my doorbell in our house. And every so often, estate agents, and I had this running battle with them saying, "You are soliciting," and they said, "No, I'm not." And I said, "Yes, you are, because you're not going to sell the house for free." So this went back and forth, and I finally one of them off my property with a baseball bat. and he looked at me and he said, "You are effing crazy." And I said to him, "Tell all your friends and tell them not to come visit me."
Kind of like how I just answered the. No disrespect to the lady that was calling, but kind of like how I just answered my cell phone that the 800 number is forwarded to from the station. And I said, "Hi, you're live on the show." I knew it would get the person to stop calling. No disrespect. Wonderful lady. I won't say her name, though. Not until a couple of weeks when her star is on the show. So, John, just really quick. Okay, so this obviously really bothers you that you would take a baseball bat. I remember when Tracy Chapman and you and I were first talking about doing this show, you told us a really funny story about what you do if somebody calls. You remember, Tracy?
Totally. It's like
It's very funny. Do you mind just saying what you say and then go on into the plot? Because it is just so funny.
Sure, no problem. call in and say, hello? Government line, and I need to click, then hang up.
You say you're with the NSA. Like some of the other, well, we won't go into that because then we'll tell your secrets, what you do with your emails and stuff.
Oh, I would suggest listening, if you're having problems with your SSID on your Wi-Fi, just change it to FBI surveillance van. Nobody will try and crack it.
That's so funny. Oh, God. Love that. Okay. So you have, oh, and also the movie called No Visitors in the United Kingdom. Why, John? So you can tell us why. Why they call it, Solicitors.
Call it no visitors in England because the English.
Yeah, if you're living in their international community or just.
They would call it no visitors. And
On about you got really an idea this movie.
Then went to lunch with a friend of mine at Warner Brothers, and he looked at me and he goes, "You seem really pissed off today." So I told him the whole story about the solicitors come to my house and blah blah blah, and he said, "Why don't you just write kill them?" I said, "What a great idea!"
So Eric Roberts plays.
Who I knew. Melissa comes from the days of Sleepaway Camp, and she's a screen, a very high end. Melissa, I've got this great idea for a horror movie. What do you think? Write it, and she. Okay, fine. So that's how it all started, really.
So Eric Robert is a.
Right, correct.
And then real estate lady with
Walsh, and it's interesting to note that Lucy plays Mindy, a real estate agent.
wow. Oh. I kept thinking, well, I'm not going to break the plot and say. Oh, so it was. It's been 3 years since I saw. That was knocking. Pleasure of having.
And served her.
Okay, well, you know what? It looks like we've got the actress Kim Poirier on the phone. So just a moment. Hello, welcome to Conversations. Maryel McKinley. Kim? Actress?
It is. Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm great. Thank you for calling. John's here. John Callas, your director, and an actress from the UK, Tracy Chapman. Say hi, Tracy and John.
Hi. Hi, pleasure to meet you too.
We were just talking about the plot.
Secret, John and I have known each other for a very long time.
Now, which part did you play in the movie? We were just talking about the plot.
I played Nicole. I played the daughter.
Oh, okay. So you're in on the family secret.
I'm absolutely in on the family secret. I'm running the business with my brother.
Can you tell our audience? Is it okay if they break the plot, John? Okay. Can you tell our audience what the family is? Because we got to the part where your dad in the movie, Roberts, is a for was it Mindy? Right? Am I tired, John?
right.
Okay, good. Mindy, the daughter of the guy from the Eagles in real life, comes at the real estate agent, and you was not venison. So can you talk about the family? Those solicitors. Hello, Kim?
Yeah. Are you wanting me to bring it up, or you want
Yeah,
Donna?
I'm asking you to, you called in, I'm asking you to break the family secret.
All right. Well, we are cannibals.
Cannibals! Wow! And how does that come about in this film?
So, in terms of the family business, what my brother and I run, we essentially lure people in, aka Mindy. We farm their organs, so we sell them on the black market. And then whatever is not sold, we will end up eating. And, you know, we do everything from parfaits to liver pate to souffle to chicken fingers to cooking a roast to, you know, the whole shebang. Like, nothing goes to waste.
Hey, Tracy?
Even eating the eyes.
Do they eat the eyes? Oh, you recently got to watch it. She got to watch
In the
it.
film.
Oh, yeah.
I was at the screening, Kim, about 3 years ago in Santa Monica. So now Eric Roberts plays your dad, and does he like farm the organs so that they sell them to the black market? So it's not for his patients at the hospital because he's like a brain surgeon or something.
Well, he kind of hooks it up, right? So he's a brain surgeon at the hospital, so he has a very legitimate position. But in terms of people that are in need, he has little minions that he works with, and, you know, they're able to send the message to the right person so they know to contact the victims and say, I know what you're looking for, this is what you need. Because sometimes you can't get an organ in time, and then this is when the AKA angels run in to give you what you need.
Okay. Kim, tell us about some of the movies that you were in before and after this.
Absolutely. So I was in goodness. I started out in the industry when I was just a baby. I did 30 commercials growing up. But when I got out of high school, I knew what I wanted to do. So I started a television series called Paradise Falls. We did 3 seasons of that in Canada. I did Dawn of the Dead, Decoys 1 and 2. I was the on-air host of the Space my own show. It was like an Entertainment Tonight, but it was genre related, so we covered video games, animation, sci-fi, comic books. Obviously I did No Solicitors, which was amazing. I did a short called Emily Stone. She used to work on the FBI force, no longer works on the force, but is still a female vigilante, which was an amazing kick-ass female character. It's based on a best-selling series of novels, so that's something that I'm continuing to work with. The writer wants to develop it into a 3-part franchise, so I'm currently working on that right now.
Wow, that's good.
Hey, can I have a Dawn of the Dead?
I'm sorry?
Tracy,
Yeah, that's an amazing film. I love
Dawn
that.
of the Dead.
I did, yeah, Dawn of the Dead. It was Zack Snyder's first feature, who went on to do some amazing films like Sucker Punch, 300, Superman. I mean, he's killing it right now.
Brilliant.
Thank you.
It's like this thing.
Southeast.
Back southeast. Drug addict.
The assassin was the Red Mosquito.
Oh, the Red Mosquito.
Was a hit woman, and the Jack Southeast is when I was a drug dealer
Drug person.
and a customer.
Drug customer.
Yes, and the mate in the hit film is an Essex Boy film. I was assistant producer for that one.
That one's
I was
really
actually,
cool.
and I had an actual character in the actual program as well, the film.
Oh, Tracy's an actress too. Well, calling in, Kim, and John, did you want to say anything? He loves you.
I love you too, John.
What, Tracy? Huh?
You know, while she's on the phone, I just do want to say that Kim is not only a consummate actress, but she's an incredibly bright woman. And the amount of work that she did prior to us filming, she did a lot of research, and she would call me with these things about cannibals and stuff that I hadn't even come up with. And I thought, this is the kind of thing my team, because she's doing her homework. She's bringing life to the character that I could not have possibly done. So major kudos for her.
Oh, thank you, John. You know, you kind of walk a thin line because you never know if you're overstepping your boundary or if you're going to irritate someone, or you kind of like, well, you know, I was researching this, and this is just my nature. Like, I love to research what I'm working on. So I probably bombarded John with maybe like 300 emails with all these different questions and inquiries, and he was very patient with me. So I'm glad that we've come out the other side with him saying, I love you, instead of, I hate you.
Oh, well, John is proven to be very, very patient. I apologize to you for the mix-ups that we've had with check issues the last couple of weeks. But
No
this
worries.
is our first night that the show is actually on iHeart. So congratulations, and thank you so much for your patience and for calling in. I really appreciate it. And John, thank you for your patience, and Tracy and Jimmy, the producer that's mixing everything live back east right now. We love you. And you're listening to Conversations with Dr. Maryel McKinley. And John, can you pronounce Kim's last name for me again for our audience?
Fourier.
Kim Fourier. This is the actress, Kim Fourier, that stars in No Solicitors, and that's in the United States, and around the world, it is called No Visitors. Thank you so much, Kim. I really appreciate it, and John will send you the links and everything. Go.
Take care. Thanks for your time, hon.
Thank you so much. Bye. Thanks for
Bye.
having
God
me.
bless you. Bye-bye. Hey, wow. That was awesome.
To work with. She stops working. It's great. It was watching this.
Is an actress? I probably should have asked her that. How she prepared. So she researched the cannibal thing. I was like, I hope she didn't go too far. No.
No, she had asked me quite honestly. She said, do you mind input? And so I said, no, send all you want. And she wasn't kidding. There were 300 emails. How about that? And I would write back and say, great idea, yes, no, yes, no, no, yes, yes, yes. No. And we had a real drive on when, and this one was tough. So it deserves every accolade she could possibly get.
Have like a wish list of who you want to get, like you do with voices, or did you? Well, how did you cast this film?
Well, it started with a reading at my house, and Felissa put a bunch of actors together, and at the reading, Beverly, Kim.
That would be Beverly, Randolph, Jason, Maxim, and Kim.
Okay, I've got my fundamental cast here, especially when Beverly opened her mouth. In my mind, I cast her right away. I just adore that woman. She's so cool. Now, I'll tell you a very quick story, and then we'll get back to the show on this. But when they all sat down at the table, they were all kind of like tenuous about what to say and stuff. And so Kim says, do you mind if I ask a question about the story? I said, no, not at all. What's going on? She goes, are the brother and sister like screwing?
I was thinking the same thing.
They looked at me and I said, I guess they must be because you guys all picked up on it.
Hold on. It looks like Beverly's on the phone. Hello, this is Dr. Maryel McKinley. Welcome to McKinley. Would this be Beverly Randolph?
Yeah, hi, how are you?
Hi, say hi to your director, producer, screenplay writer, John Callas is here, and my actress friend from the UK, Tracy Chapman. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
John, Beverly's on the phone. He was just saying how brilliant you were at the table read, and
Isn't he sweet? He's a doll.
well, he's
We had
honest.
so much fun at that table read.
So, John, we were talking about Beverly Randolph and how you were casting.
Yeah, so at the table read, the minute Beverly opened her mouth, I cast her in my head because I loved what she brought. Even to a cold read like that, she was monumentally a professional and brought such quality to the role and the subtlety that I was looking for, because I didn't want the mother to be horrific. I wanted her to be this sweet woman that, you would never think would ever harm a fly. The woman had this dark side to her where she was a cannibal.
It's the best. I love the whole idea of it.
Patients with love and care.
She treated the patients with love and care. How did they kill them? It's been 3 years since I've seen the movie, Beverly. I was at the screening.
I mean, you don't want to feel the food.
Oh, yeah. How did you guys? Did they show that part? I can't remember if they showed how you guys prepared the.
Oh, that was the best part when we were cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were frying up the fingers and picking off the fingernails.
Oh God.
Yeah, it was great. And then my precious son was chewing on them when his daddy came home. It was so much fun. It's gross. Yeah, we put the roast in the oven.
She made a roast, a Christmas roast. Oh God. So tell us about some of the movies that you've been in.
Well, the biggest one was Return of the Living Dead, which I'm mostly known for, and now know Solicitors. When I was little, I was in a baby, actually, Shenandoah with Jimmy Stewart, and with Quincy on television, and some other little TV shows, General Hospital for a couple of days, and commercials, and Caesar and Otto's Paranormal Halloween, Freaks of Nature, which I played it was a cameo role where I was the zombie mom with somebody who I did Return of the Living Dead with. He played the father and I was the mother, and we were zombie parents. So it was kind of fun because the director knew that we were from Return of the Living Dead, or grabbed us because of that reason. Yeah.
That's a huge The Living Dead. There are so many fans. I want to give a shout out to my graphics guy, Matthew Price Thompson, because he's a huge fan of that movie, and he's going to be loving hearing all of you here tonight. So,
nice. Hi to him.
I will. Maddie, did you hear that? She says hi. You'll hear it tomorrow. So, John, you were telling us about when you cast the film and you immediately knew you wanted Beverly, and can you tell, how did you get Eric Roberts in this movie? He was brilliant. What was it like to work with Eric too, Beverly and John? You guys John will talk first and then Beverly can add in and I'll shut up. Okay, go, John.
Well, since Beverly's time is short, why don't we let Beverly talk, if I can continue my story if she has to go.
Okay, Beverly, what was it like to work with Julia Roberts' gorgeous famous brother, Eric Roberts?
Right? Isn't that cool? I kept telling her, guess what? Eric Roberts is in this and I get to be his wife. And I was like, what? So it was really great. He's a really nice man. And he taught me how to work in the operating room. He goes, now, do you know how to hand that to me? I go, no, I have no idea. And he goes, this is how we do it. And he was just a gem. He was very warm and fuzzy. And it was great. I used to watch him. I saw him when I was, my gosh, very young, maybe, 12 or 13. I don't know what the age difference is here. But he was doing the Playboy movie, the girl with the, I can't remember who died. She died. Anyway, he was the bad guy grooming her. And I just remember growing up watching him. And then my husband's worked with him on some things and has told me some funny stories. And then here I was working with him. So it was really fun. It was a lot of fun.
Now, how did he know how to use the operating equipment? Was that his research for the film, being a brain surgeon, or?
Well, I think he's done it many times. I would imagine with his film background. Okay. So he did. Unless John told him when I wasn't looking, I don't know. But he seemed to know very well. He goes, you got to snap it in my hand, So he was great. He's a gem. It was really an honor to work with him. I feel very blessed.
So, chemistry between you two was amazing. I mean, it felt like you two had worked together before.
Yeah. Thank you. I think we had such a warm, comfortable set. Don't you think, John? I just thought it was just warm and comfortable.
and you and Eric certainly contributed to it. So, you know, look, Eric's status in the industry, he could have been a real pain to work with, but he kept the set laughing. I mean, he would do silly things like instead of the clapper being able to close, he'd put his finger in so the guy couldn't snap it. And, you know,
Yeah, but you were telling a lot of jokes too, you know. You were very funny.
Well, the movie's funny too. I mean, it is comedic.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so
Yeah, because we were eating up getting to do all of those things. I mean, it was really fun to get to cook fingers and, you know, groom these people to cook. And it was just, it was really fun.
Get to play a sociopath.
It was always a good day.
Did you do any research on sociopaths or people with personality disorders or anything? Or
No, I didn't. I knew who I wanted to be. I mean, right when I first read the script, I knew who I wanted to be with this Rachel, and I just felt like she was mine, and I just hoped so much that I was going to get to be her, and so it just felt very natural to me. No, I didn't do any grooming on any psychopaths. I just felt that, like John said, I knew I wanted to be this very kind, sweet, loving person who also had this side of her that wanted to cut up people and eat them. It's like, you know, I've talked to John before. It's like I wanted my next part, and I'm so upset because Roseanne Barr took it from me, but I wanted to be the next Archie Bunker because nobody would expect it from me.
Oh, wow.
It's just fun because I've always played this little goody girl, and I got to play this other side of this goody girl, even though I remained a goody girl. So anyway,
that must have been so much fun. Now, you guys, either any of you answer this. When I co-starred in a horror movie called Boarding House under Maryel McKinley. That was years and years ago in the 80s. And they used like pig's eyeballs. Oh, goodness. And we have another caller calling in. Just a moment. I'm going to put can you stay or hold on one second,
Beverly?
Beverly?
Little boy calling, I believe.
Okay, hold on one second.
That's your son calling in, Beverly.
Hello, Dr. Maryel. Conversation with Dr. Maryel McKinley. You're live.
Hi.
Hi. Oh, you're a fan. Okay, can you hold one moment, please? We're just getting Beverly Randolph that plays Eric Roberts' wife in the horror movie, and she's just finishing up. Can you hold, please?
Yes, I will.
Thank you. Okay, actually, I'm going to merge the calls. Hi, Beverly.
This timing was unbelievable, and while we were shooting one scene, the camera was on her, and the doorbell's supposed to ring, and the kids are supposed to go answer it, and she looks, and she just happened to drop a line that I hadn't written, and she goes, more dinner?
Oh, gosh, and we have another caller. This might be your son, Beverly.
Jason, this will be Jason.
Okay, hold on one second. And Kristen,
he's a little charmer.
our fan that call right back because I got to take this call. Okay, hold on. Hello, Dr. Maryel from Conversations with Dr. Maryel McKinley. You're live here with John Callas, actress Tracy Chapman, and Beverly Randolph. Hello.
Yeah, hi. This is actually Jason Maxim. I was just calling in. I thought maybe it'd be placed in a queue.
Oh, Jason! Hold on, he's one of the stars. We have a fan calling in. Just a moment. I'm going to put you guys together. Hold on a moment, please.
How you doing, Jason?
Okay, hello. Hold on, I'm merging the calls. Hello, is this our fan that was calling in? Okay, she hung up. All right, Jason. Oh, Jason, it's Dr. Maryel. I want to apologize for last week with the tech issues, but the good news is tonight we start on iHeart. So thank you so much. And the call just dropped. Oh, lovely. And Jason finally got to call in. It dropped. I don't know why. Yeah, everything just dropped. That's weird. Yeah, he'll call back. See, and we had a fan that called in twice. So you guys are doing hot tonight. Really hot. That 800 number's going. So, God, so Jason played, which part did Jason play?
Played Scott, Beverly's son.
Okay, in the movie. And so he was Kim Fourier's brother.
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. This is him again. Hello, is this Jason Maxim, the movie star?
You gotta love technology, huh?
No, I don't. But I appreciate it. I respect it because I have a lot of tech issues, but not tonight. Well, kind of. Thank you so much for calling back.
You got it.
So, Jason, what was it like to... Kim called, your sister in the movie. What was it like to play this part? What kind of research did you do for this part in the movie, No Solicitors? Oh, gosh, we have another call. This is a fan. We're going to have to take it. Hold on, please. Hello, it's Dr. Maryel. Is this our fan, Kristen? Okay, we're going to merge you with Jason Maxim, the movie star. Please hold. Hello? Are you both there? Jason Maxim, are you still there?
I am still here, yes.
And Kristen, the fan, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yay, we did it. So now we've got 5 people on the show. Kristen, I understand it's your birthday. Can you tell us which birthday? I just got your text. Which birthday is this of yours?
It is my 50th.
It's Kristen's 50th birthday. She's one of our biggest fans. She calls almost every week. Can everybody say happy birthday to Kristen?
Happy birthday.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Yay! You see, you're being sung to from London, England by Tracy Chapman, the actress, director, screenplay, writer, producer, author, John Callas, and the very handsome Jason Maxim. Yay! Is that a good birthday present for you?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Well, we're going to sweeten the pie even more. Since you're a big fan of the Doc's show, and you call in all the time, if you arrange with her to get your physical address, I will send you a signed copy of...
Oh, wow, Kristen. Did you hear that?
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you so much. You made my birthday.
Oh, I'm getting chills, John. You are so nice.
We've got to give back to fans, otherwise what good is it being in the business?
That's so true. And Kristen, I appreciate she calls almost every single week, and she had a kind of an unpleasant thing happen today, a death in the family, so we're going to try to cheer her up. So we're talking about the movie, No Solicitors. Do you have any questions about the movie or anything, Kristen? For any of the people here, we have Jason Maxim, we have John Callas, and Tracy Chapman that you know from Facebook.
And Beverly's still on it.
Oh, Beverly. No, she's not still on. She dropped when a few calls ago. So, Kristen, do you have any questions for anybody? Or do you want to listen? Let's listen. Jason, tell us what it was like to prepare for this role and what it was like for her. And well, first tell us a little bit about your acting history and tell our audience, and then tell us about the part.
So it was definitely a little bit of a deviation, because up until that point I had done several films where I was basically playing either just the boyfriend or a soldier. I love doing a lot of military films. I come from a military family, so that was the gist of my experience prior to meeting John. And when I sat down and met with John originally, basically wanted me to watch Hannibal.
Oh,
so
wow!
I sat down and I watched that. Yeah. So it was definitely I took a completely different route to anything that I had previously experienced. Obviously, having never hacked up bodies and eaten people before. It was a little bit of a new subject matter and different material for me. So I definitely rewatched Hannibal and a few of those films. But honestly, the script was so well written and the material was just right there, and the one-liners came very easily. I kind of went along for the ride, to be honest with you.
Wow. What was it like to have Eric Roberts be your dad? I have a crush on Eric Roberts. Okay, you guys can probably tell.
It was actually pretty cool. We got to sit down and talk. We probably had lunch 5 or 6 times together. And, I talked to him about working with Rourke on the Popocatépetl Village. Growing up, I did martial arts. I took Taekwondo for 7 years.
Wow.
Obviously, a fan of all these martial arts movies in the 80s. But the funniest experience I think I had with him, and I honestly don't remember how it came about, but he looked at me and he said something about his daughter, Emma Roberts, and basically threatened me and threw a karate chop at my throat. came from, but I thought it was pretty funny. Obviously, he's a very attractive daughter, but at no point did I even bring her up. So I thought it was kind of fun. You know, he was a great guy to work with. He was always cracking jokes, and I think Eric's definitely a child at heart who just loves to work, and I can definitely identify with that. You know, I'm a little bit of Peter Pan myself. I never really want to grow up, and he just brought a great, young, youthful energy to work, and he was always having fun. You know, he was always smiling, and just kind of, we played a few pranks on each other. A lot of fun.
I love it. John, any feedback you want to give to stars here? Maxim. John, Callas.
Yes.
Would you like to give Jason some feedback, or do you want him to go on and talk about his? You can produce the show right now for me. I'm just having so much fun. And Christian, we'll get with you. Stay on the line, Christian. Hey, girl. So go on, John. Do you want him to talk about the other movies he was in, or about your movie, or what?
It's entirely up to you, but I mean, you asked for some feedback. Working with Jason was a lot of fun. I mean, he brought a lot to the character. I was looking for somebody in that role that was very handsome, which he fit the bill, and very athletic. The subtext to his whole life was that he likes playing lacrosse and things like that as the character. And once he grabbed hold of that, he really he took it off pretty quickly. For once.
Oh, right. We talked about that right when Kim had called earlier, that Kim Fourier that played your sister, when she said, "Are they, doing each other?" And he said, "Well, I guess so, because everybody's picking up on it," and I picked up on that. So go on, John. So when you found out they were shagging, you discovered through,
Yeah, so I discovered that. And then, now the challenge became between the director and the actors, which I got to give both extreme credit, because they didn't fall into the trap. Actors, once they know something, if they're not skilled actors, will play the effect.
Oh.
Scared that they would start playing off of, hey, we're having the hula going, so.
Right.
She kissed. Very overtones of undertone of gagging each other. It was a very tough thing for them. They did it, I thought, brilliantly.
Wow, that is great feedback, Jason. I'm very impressed with what you said. So what other movies have you been in, or TV, or whatever?
Sure. So prior to that, filming No Solicitors, I was in a film called Jurassic City, where I play a soldier. And basically, my job in that is that I am transporting velociraptors in an armored truck to the underground prison so they don't get out and wreak havoc and kill everyone. So that was obviously a sci-fi movie. It was a lot of fun. Prior to that, I played a soldier by the name of Jason in a big USC short film, and in that film I play a soldier coming back from tour in Iraq and Afghanistan, and in the movie going to do a raid, and one of the soldiers gets shot, and then basically a fire, and then one of the wives walks in and sees Devin resting in the corner, so she goes to grab the gun, and I have a moment where I tell her, don't do it, don't. Goes for the gun, I have to take the shot, and I kill her.
Wow.
And then I go back, and I'm with my wife, who's actually dying of, a terminal illness at that point.
Wow.
And we connect. I'm struggling with PTSD. I'm waking up in the middle of the night with night terrors, and I just keep reliving that. And, towards the end of the movie, my character's basically sitting there with a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of pills that were for her. And that was very close and near and dear to me. I've had suicide in my family, drug addiction, and these things that, it's funny. There's the mystical part of acting where certain roles find you, and it's almost like you're meant to play certain roles to kind of go through certain experiences, and almost a manner of therapy. So, it's very deep movie subject matter, and transition. From those military roles and then going, to play No Solicitors, this was more of a fun role. And I didn't like playing the bad guy, but the thing is, I don't really see Scott as a bad guy, and I've realized recently I really like the idea of anti-hero.
That's
This is a new
cool.
thing that I've really been kind of wrapping my head around. I love the idea of being an anti-hero.
That's awesome. So, you on the line, our caller?
Yes, I am.
You know, I know that you've called our show and talked a little bit. Is there anything ask Jason? Close it all or not? Because
I can relate. I do have theater background, nothing professionally, but I can relate with art being real. I do suffer from depression and everything. I just turned 50 as of today. I lost my mom 13 years ago due to cancer, and due to recovery for my own personal, I battled suicide, and good Lord blessed me right now, a husband and a kid, and battling depression and all that, and I do have improv training. I also and I do have dyslexia. My reading to go further into the arts, but I was always drawn to acting and all that. That's from my own personal experience.
Jason or John or Tracy, does anybody want to comment to Kristen about your experience personally or working in films?
I wouldn't mind jumping in on that topic.
Okay, go ahead. You're talking to John Callas. Kristen?
Christian, I just finished a book called When the Rain Stops, and it's basically about my life where my dad died 10 days after my 3rd birthday, and I gave up faith in God and everything, and I became an extremely angry boy and lost until the age of 12, where my mother had no choice but to put me on a train and send me to military school in Virginia by myself. And the trauma that it caused me, and for many years to follow, spun me into depression and anxiety to the point in 10th grade where I actually jumped in a frozen lake to try to kill myself to end all the noise in my head. And it was a very difficult period of my life, but the book is designed to help people like yourself and others to realize that, depression, as much as it's very difficult for people to understand, becomes a safe haven. It's when you don't know anything else, you tend to fall back into something that feels safe even though it's not good for your soul. The depression syndrome makes us go to that place to hide because it's safe. And to say, to a depressed person, all you got to do is be happy and your life will be fine. We hear it, but it's not that easy to do. So the book shows how one person, in this case myself, was able to overcome every odd possible and still come out with a healthy life with a family, a wife, and a couple of kids. So I bless you for the path you're on, and I can only say hope. You've got to fight through it and believe in yourself and understand that your life will only be as good as you want it to be. And I will pray that.
Thank you, John. Kristen?
If I could just jump in for a minute and kind of piggyback on what John has said.
Absolutely.
I personally went through periods of depression and had contemplated suicide when I was younger, and I just want you to know that you're not alone, and I feel like it's and I can't speak outside of America. I mean, I was born here. I've grown up in America my whole life, and I think it's out by the news lately. Like, a lot of people suffer from depression, and I feel like it's a very common thing, and it is. Tell someone, things get better and it'll be brighter, and you really just have to want it for yourself. My sister, she's one of my best friends, and she struggled and attempted suicide on a few times, and really kind of come out of the tunnel and seen light. And it's just a lot of it is your own decision to up one day and just realize that you're good enough and you deserve love and you deserve happiness. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, but I just want to let you know that, people look at me and they see a confident person and maybe they think that I have a perfect life, but I've battled depression for a lot of my life as well, and it an uphill battle, but I've been very happy for the last few years. Honestly, a lot of it just came from accepting myself and loving myself, but also telling myself that I deserve love and happiness. And I don't know if that sounds cliche, but I really think that you have to understand that you are good enough and you deserve love and you do deserve happiness.
Wow, that's beautiful. Thank you so much for your self-disclosure. Tracy, is there anything that to add to this for Kristen or our audience that might be suffering from depression, alcoholism, PTSD, anxiety, anything that you might have overcome?
Depression is totally out there. Do you know what I mean? Everyone's got a life of that. I decided to just take care. I mean, it will get through this in the end.
No, I heard on the news, or maybe I saw it online, that in this had 288 shootings since 2009. So I guess a lot of the kids are going through that, and the major cause for death for teenagers is suicide, which is really scary. I've battled with depression as well, and for me, it was about stabilizing after detoxing off of long-term hardcore narcotic methadone maintenance. It's a long 2-year lowering down and then getting off benzos and then stabilizing, and you have post-acute withdrawal syndrome. When you have a bad liver and you're older like myself, it can take longer, but it was about being educated, having a support system, believing that this is possible, working with others working with, and being gentle on myself. And people that don't understand it or want to judge somebody for any of these types of realities that many of us have been through, I don't take that personally. I was blocked on Facebook by people, even former patients. And I just say go with love, because one day I will be there for them again. And it's been about 3 years. I felt, what you've experienced. So I finally feel like I have and have a stability about me, and the only thing that really frustrates me now is technology. So, and it's working tonight, thank God. So, and just to be patient and gentle with myself and others, and it is about love and having love and letting go. So,
I mean, to look forward to as well. You always have to have something to look forward to.
That's true. Yes, I tell a lot of my patients, if you have, what would you do if you had all the money in the world or all the resources? What would your goal, your dream be? And I have them write like 5-10 things, and after about a year, they've superseded that. And just from doing like 1% different each day, even for some people that are like triply comorbidity or whatnot with mental illness, dual diagnosis of alcoholism, and like a physical illness. And it's amazing, that they supersede just from one time. So thank you so much, Jason.
Even a minute at a time.
And thank you, John. Kristen, John Callas is sending an autographed copy of No for your 50th birthday. And is there anything else you wanted to say before? Well, actually, I'm going to keep you on listening, but is there anything else you wanted to say before we go on to Christmas Voices, John's new film? Kristen?
Not really. It's, I thank you guys for the support. It feels good, and, I'm not alone in the world.
You're definitely not alone. And just to highlight a few notes, definitely don't be too hard on yourself. I think we're all our own harshest and worst critics.
Very true.
And I think that there definitely needs more love in the world. And I just want to say something that I've been thinking about for the last few weeks, and weighing kind of heavy on me.
Okay.
And I challenge anyone that wants to get involved with me. Something that I'd really like to get behind is I want to start an anti-bullying campaign, because all these shootings at high schools. I feel like when I was in high school, we had a DARE program to keep kids off drugs. I challenge anybody listening that really cares. Let's start an anti-bullying campaign. Let's start at the root of the problem, the foundation, and let's stop bullying.
Yeah, and there's cyberbullying. It can be so hurtful. I have a patient that's experienced that and takes it extremely personally when somebody has blocked her, and they might not even remember doing it. Conversation, something, and it is rude because that patient is. And Kristen, I want to thank you because you have so much courage. You call in almost every week, and we also worked together, and you have just grown so much, and you have a lot of courage because at the end of the show, I invite people to call, and Kristen actually called, and she is doing just amazing. So Kristen, give yourself a big hug, and we all wish you a happy, blessed birthday. I'm going to keep you on so you can listen to the rest of the show, and Jason, you too, so you can hear the rest of the show. John, let's bring up Christmas voices. Can you briefly tell our audience we've got about 10 more minutes. So please tell the audience what you want to talk about with the wonderful, inspiring, amazing film that I believe will be coming out in 2018. Christmas Voices.
Christmas Voices started almost 25 years ago, maybe even longer. Before my wife and I got married, she said to me, "Have you ever seen a Department 56 porcelain little houses? They're Charles Dickens." I said, "No." So, apartment store, she showed it, and I, being a guy that's still in, at the early stages of a relationship, you'll do anything to get a kiss. So, let's go and take a look. So it started with a few pieces, and then we put a train under it, and then the fever got so into my blood with this. And when we build the village, we're considered one of the larger scale model builders in the world.
Wow.
Our platform sits 5.5 feet wide, long. It's got hand-carved mountains, trains, all the Dickens Village. I created these lighting gags that I built by hand. It's got 3 different snows, and no matter how much I tell people about it, when they see it, their jaw literally hits the floor. You can visit on Facebook. It has all the pictures of the village.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. So that's Christmas Voices on Facebook, you guys. You can actually see John Callas's that he worked on the Christmas Village. Please go there. Go on, John. I'm so excited about the film.
So what I did is I started thinking about it because I would sit up at night when everyone was asleep. I'd have a little martini and I'd play with the train, and I started hearing little voices in the village, and I was starting to talk, and I thought, wow, there's something in here that's rattling around in my brain. And so what it ultimately turned out to be is a cross between A Christmas Carol and A Wonderful Life.
Wow.
And it's a modern-day Scrooge with all the elements in it. And I think it changes the complexity of our society. It reminds us of what's family values, and it sort of turns the whole compass back to a perfection without preaching.
Good. I like message movies. Really am passionate about message movies, message music, message radio. And, we went from talking about, your film being cannibals, and, that laughter is one of the best medicines, and that film is funny. So if you guys are watching No Solicitors and laugh, it means that you're intelligent. Right, John?
The film was designed to have comedy in it.
Thank you.
Really glad people have embraced that, and the consumer comments about Jason, as his character Scott, explains that nothing's wasted, unlike civilized people who go to the store and get their meat wrapped up in plastic. They don't waste anything.
Oh, really quick, while we're talking about the horror movie, right before Jason called, I was talking to Beverly about when I was in that movie, the horror movie Boarding House. I was Cynthia Carlton, a very stuck-up, snobby biatch. And James Brolin's little brother, Brian Brolin, plays my boyfriend. Anyway, we were talking about special effects. They used pig's eyeballs for when one of the ladies' eyeballs popped out. My neck gets slit by Power of the Mind, so that was easy to do. They put makeup on my back, and I had to jump into the ocean. It was winter, playing for summer. It was freezing cold. 3 takes, had to dry my hair. It was not fun. Anyway, so what did you Tracy was saying, or Beverly was saying, about eyeballs and all. You guys ate eyeballs and all. What did you guys use for?
We used actors that failed in the audition. We just used their eyes. Reality.
That is so funny. I love it. Okay, we're not going to talk any trade secrets. So, Christmas voices.
Do you remember the thing that we used? I don't remember the fruit that we used or whatever it was.
Jason?
I thought it was a real eyeball.
Well, like we use pig's eyeballs. so
Kim, do you remember?
Remember what we used, but it was. If Kim would know. I'm sorry, she's not.
Yeah, I can only take so many calls on these lines, and my producer Becky Bell is mixing everything live. So this is my home studio, and that's why I don't like. But it is a necessary blessing. I won't say it's a necessary evil. I don't want to curse the technology because it's finally working good. So tell us a little bit more about Christmas voices, and if you want to talk about secrets or else really quick before we go.
Well, Secrets is a book I wrote several years ago. It starts out in Nazi Germany, and it comes to present day, turns into a James Bond kind of thing. But within it, it outlines what I believe to be, from my research, to still be happening. When the Americans and Nazis got together during World War II, they didn't care who won the war as long as they controlled the planet.
Wow.
Some of the psychotropic drugs and things.
Wow.
Article about over 1 million kids being addicted to drugs because they thought they had so hyped up, and then the little volumes.
Yeah.
So society started getting whacked. So a lot of the stuff started in World War II is more of a James Bond.
Brilliant. And New York Times best author, and you wrote a little bit briefly.
Place and Howard Bill got together with me and asked me to write. Howard was with Lucasfilms for 9 years as the vice president. Star Wars and Return of the Jedi.
You gotta wrap it up.
Really knows his stuff.
It's huge.
So I rewrote it, wrote it from the novel into a screenplay, and then Bill, being a 23-year naval pilot, fighter pilot, went to the Navy with the script. We did some revisions based on their request, and the DoD, the Air Pac, Chinfo, all agreed that
Maryel.
all their assets.
Maryel, you gotta wrap it up.
On it.
How do I